All right. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to hop on here right quick before I started my day. I am sorry for not hopping on yesterday because of course something else always comes up. Um I am hopping on now right after my walk because I wanted to get this live over with because I didn't want something else to come up and I wasn't able to do it. So I'll excuse the way I look. It's because I've been walking, getting my walk in, and it's finally cool here. As you can see, I got on a sweatshirt. I'm super excited about that. It's only gonna last today, and then the rest of the week is gonna be hot again. So that's just Texas living, I guess. So let's just get into this topic today. Stop letting your mind, well, don't let your mind bully you. And I put stop letting your mind bully you in Instagram. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this topic yesterday because I always get confirmation about the topics I'm going to talk about. And for those of you all who always listen to me or listen to my podcast, y'all also know that my husband is going to be my first client once I get licensed as a mental health therapist. He's totally going to be my first client because a lot of the things that I like to tell you all and that I try to teach you all and that I actually, do myself, I have to also try to teach and help my husband because he's a word reward now that we moved to Texas and it's starting to make my nerves bad. Okay. So just indulge me right quick. On Sunday, it rained pretty bad. And then Monday, it rained like all day. So the job that he does means he can't work if it's totally raining. Okay. Think about what I just said. He can't work if it's raining. Okay. So comes Tuesday, yesterday, he's frantic because he's not being able to go to work to that yesterday. He's just walking around, acting crazy, acting nuts, like blah 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 blah. And I'm saying to myself, like, okay, it rains, so meaning the dirt is still wet. You can't go pick up dirt. They know what's going on. I tell you the story because this is how he allowed his mind to bully him. You already told you that it rained Sunday night and Monday. But because he allowed his mind to get the best of him, because he had to think about all of the thoughts that popped up in there, it literally drove him to the point of exhaustion yesterday. He was exhausted yesterday because he allowed his mind to bully him into thinking all types of things that he had no business thinking. Okay. What do I mean by that? Okay. He started coming up with scenarios in his head. Okay, these were the things that he started coming up with. Well, maybe I should start driving Uber. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should call another job, or maybe I should call another company. And because blah blah blah, this is all stemming from, mind you, that it only rained on Sunday and Monday. He's been working every day since, including Saturday, because it hasn't been raining here. It's been nice and sunny in Texas. But Sunday and Monday, it rained. And do you understand where I'm going with this? You literally have already had the reasons why things didn't work out, why you didn't go to work. Because these unnecessary scenarios or thoughts popped inside your head, he started playing out these scenarios. And this is what you all do when things don't go your way. You start playing out these scenarios. Then I get people who call me and say, well, I'm stuck. You're actually not stuck. You're just playing different scenarios in your head that are causing you to be overwhelmed, anxious, and and now you're in panic mode. Okay, so he was in panic mode yesterday. He walked around. He couldn't sit still. He couldn't get himself together because he was trying to seriously figure out things that he needed to do when the answer was it was that simple. There was nothing to think about. This could have been a day for him to rest, enjoy spending some time with me because he does work a lot. This could have easily been a day for him to just do something else, go vacuum his truck out, go wash my truck. It easily could have been something. He could have easily done anything else, but he let his thoughts paralyze him. So he was unproductive, he was overwhelmed, and he was anxious. All because, let me go back to that, Sunday and Monday it rained. Now we can't get a brand new house here. These are the scenarios. None of this is true, but these are the things that he's thinking because he allowed his mind to bully him. We can't get a house now. He has to go start doing Uber. We got to do this. I mean, all of these scenarios that he played in his mind because of something that he actually could. He literally knew that sand is wet. You cannot haul these things, this stuff, when it's wet. But because he had to think everything that popped into his brain, he exhausted himself. And this is what you all are doing. You all are saying that you're tired. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I can't help overthinking. Yes, you can. You don't have to continue to run these different scenarios in your head. So and to combat that, I had to go out yesterday because that's why I didn't do the lives, because I had to go get some t-shirts and stuff to stock up. And when I got in the car, he's like, well, I'll go with you. I said, okay, fine. But once you get in this car, this is a no thinking negative zone. Between now and the house and to the ride to wherever we have to go, you are not allowed to think of negative thought. And so, we're on our ride, and a couple of times he was going to try, and I have to stop him. I'm not saying that you can't think about the things that you're thinking about. I'm not saying that it's not a cause for concern. But what can you do about it? Tell me, what was he going to be able to do about it because he thought of it? He couldn't go to work. He couldn't get in his truck and go haul wet sand. So why not enjoy the time that you have off? And so many of you all are missing that point because you are trying to figure out a solution. You're trying to figure out a way to figure out whatever you're thinking about. How do I get out of this? How do I figure this out? Why? How? It's not working because you're letting your mind bully you. I didn't want to get up this morning. I didn't want to go for my walk. I was exhausted. I was sleepy. I was tired. I also wasn't feeling good mentally, but I laid there till about 8:30 this morning, my time. And then I finally got up because I wasn't going to let my thoughts get the best of me. Yes, I played out some scenarios in my head, but then I'm like, no, there's nothing stopping me from getting up to go for my walk. It's nice and cool outside. I need to get out here and enjoy this. So I got myself up later than usual, but I got up and I got that walk accomplished because I no longer give my thoughts or let my thoughts control me. When you allow yourself to be bullied by your thoughts, you make irrational decisions. You're upset with everybody. Now, I did miss the point where he went to go walk the dog. So this is what I mean when I say you make irrational decisions or you're not thinking properly. I don't usually get up to walk the dog till a certain time. Well, he decided because his mind was going all nuts about not being able to go to work and he had already played out all of these crazy scenarios in his head. Now he's thinking the dog needs to go to the bathroom. Like this dog, the dog is anxious. The dog has now he has put all of his anxious anxiety onto the dog. This is what you all do with your children. This is what you all do with your spouses. This is what you all do with your friends. You're all cuckoo up here. Things are not going well. So now I'm going to put all of my anxiety onto the dog. And sometimes he does it with me. So he went to go walk the dog. I had repeatedly told him that it's not time for me to walk the dog yet. We don't leave the house until a certain time because where we live at, there's so much traffic. It's school traffic. So I know I've timed out when I need to leave. Well, because he's played the scenario in his head, his nerves are bad. He's making irrational thoughts. He's making irrational decisions. He leaves to go take the dog. Calls me back yelling, why didn't you tell me it was so much traffic? I said, calmly, we don't take the dog at this time. I do not take the dog out at this time. But because he decided that he needed to make a decision, a rash decision at that time, because he had put all of his anxiety onto the dog, and he was trying to put his anxiety onto me because he felt that he just needed to, everybody needed to be up in arms because he was. He got stuck into the school traffic, which put him getting to the park 30 minutes, which would have ran into the exact same time that I would have left out to go walk the dog. You make irrational decisions. You make emotional decisions. You make decisions that go against anything that you're trying to do, because you're doing this because you're letting your mind be bullied, your thoughts be bully you. You're letting your thoughts bully you. You don't have to think every thought that pops into your head. I don't think every thought that pops into my head. I literally see the thoughts. I mean, I feel the thoughts. I hear them. They come up, but then I literally catch them and I release them and I let them go. Because if they go against what I am trying to do, which is heal, get better, and grow, then those thoughts keep me stuck and paralyzed. This is why so many of you all don't go out and do what you need to do for your businesses, because you've talked yourself out of everything because of your thoughts. And then you say, I'm stuck. You're not stuck. It's your stinking thinking. It's the thinking that you have. I always hear people say, my life is so hectic. No, really, it's not. It's the way you're thinking about your life. You have decided that the thoughts that you think are more important than your healing, because you have to think them. So just because they pop up, you don't have to think them. If a bully was to come to you and bully your child, bully you, anybody that walks around being a bully, you would put a stop to it, correct? How come you can't do that with your thoughts? Then my husband, he also always says, well, you're not worried about these things. I am worried about these things. I'm just not going to let them overtake my life. I have other things that I need to do. If I continue to let every thought bother me, I wouldn't be able to get the t-shirts done. I wouldn't be able to sell any t-shirts because my mind would have me thinking about so many other things. I would make mistakes. If I let every thought that popped into my head, I would not be able to be studying my schoolwork. If I let every thought that popped into my head, I would always be sad. I would always be blue. I would be back into the situation I was before I started my healing journey. You can stop those thoughts. Just like the bullies that come up to you or your children, you would go off if someone bullied you or your children. You would do everything you could to put a stop to it. Well, do that with your thoughts. You don't have to think everything that pops into your head. Everything you're thinking that pops into your head is not a rational thought. My husband could have easily not had to think about anything else that day. He could have just enjoyed his day. But he spent half of the morning trying to figure out these scenarios, play these scenarios out in his head. I got to go work for Uber. I got to go do this. We're not going to be able to get our house. All of these scenarios, which are lies. How we're not going to be able to get a house because you didn't work one day. You know what I'm saying? It's because he allowed his thoughts to bully him, when there was a perfectly good reason and explanation why he wasn't able to work on yesterday. But his thoughts paralyzed him for a second. He let his thoughts keep him from thinking rationally. I mean, he was to the point where he was calling his boss, and I had to literally say to him calmly, like, honey, it rained. Let it go. You're not going to be able to work today. But what you can do is this. So if you're sitting around thinking that you have to think these thoughts, you have to, in order for me to get my life together, I got to think all these thoughts. I got to figure all these things out because these thoughts popped in my head. That is just not true. It's not true. Your life is not hectic. It's the thoughts that are chaotic up there. You're not stuck. It's the stinking thinking you got going on up there. You can get anything you want done if you let go of the thoughts that bully you into being anxious, the thoughts that make you procrastinate, the thoughts that are unproductive. You can do anything you put your mind to if you let go of those negative thoughts. Here's 3 ways you can do that today, because you can start today. You can start right now. There is nothing that says that you have to continue to keep these thoughts up there. And please, y'all already know how I feel about that. It's just the way I am, crap. Because you were not born an overthinker. You were not born to act like this. That is just a complete lie. And even if it is your family tradition, and if y'all or something that everybody in your family does, the cycle stops with you. It is just not the way you are. This is not something that you have to do. The cycle can begin, can stop with you. Stop letting your thoughts bully you, because it is not helping you. Your thoughts are hindering you. Those negative thoughts, those thoughts that you are thinking because you feel like, well, they're up here, so I must have to think it, and you don't. Y'all are out here thinking your way out of success. You're thinking your way out of healing. You're thinking your way out of doing something that you've wanted to do. Then you say, I'm stuck. It's not true. First thing you could do is stop it completely. Put a stop to it. Again, if someone was bullying your child, if someone's bullying you, if someone was bullying your friend, you would put a stop to it. You can do that with your thoughts. You can put a stop to it. You do not have to think everything you think. That is just not true. Just because it pops up there doesn't mean you have to think it. You don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to make sense of it. Let it go. Stop it completely. You can do that. Nobody is saying that, well, I have all these problems going on. You think I don't have problems? You think that I don't have everything, a lot of things on my mind? I'm in a whole brand new state all alone. No family, no friends. I'm trying to find my way in this huge ass city. You think I don't have things going on? But I can't let those thoughts stop me. I can't let those negative thoughts keep me from doing what I need to do. And neither should you. Number 2, get out of your own head. Y'all have got to get from out of your head. You all have got to stop thinking negative thoughts about yourself, negative thoughts about your life, negative thoughts about your situations. Get from out of your head. My head was a complete prison. I was locked in my head for years. This deep, dark dungeon dragon basement that I stayed in for years because I could not get from out of my own head. I was stepping in my way of my progress. I was stepping in my way of healing. I was getting in my way of doing the things that I should have been farther along in because I got in my own way. Get out of your head. Talk to someone. Let somebody else see the scenario. If you're going to think a thought, call somebody and say, this is what I'm thinking. Let me get your feedback. And then you end it there. Stop carrying around these thoughts every day, all day. You don't have to do that. Get out of your own head. 3, stop trying to play scenarios in your head. My husband played his entire life in his head, all because it rained. It rained Sunday night and Monday night, knowing that you're not going to be able to do the work. So he played 150 scenarios in his head. I used to be this person. If something didn't work out for me, if somebody rejected me, if things didn't go as planned, I played 150 scenarios in my head. Now, I'm not even going to lie to you. Last week, I didn't hear back from somebody about a problem that I got going on at my house, which some of you all may know if you follow me on my original Facebook page, on my regular Facebook page. Okay. So I started thinking all of these scenarios about this situation. Well, come to find out, the person who I was supposed to be speaking with, 10 things happened, and this person wasn't able to get back to me because 10 other things had happened. But I had already played these scenarios all these scenarios in my head, but logically, this person was unable to reach out to me at this time because other more important stories were happening. Stop playing these scenarios in your head. He did not have to say that we were not going to be able to get a house because he didn't work Tuesday. You know, he completely forgot all the fact that we have savings from the house we sold. He completely forgot that we still have this lease that we have. He just forgot all about the logical things that made sense because he was playing these negative scenarios in his head. And this is what you all are doing. Things don't work out. You all are thinking about people who you set boundaries with. Now you're playing scenarios in your head while you should not set boundaries. Now you want to rescind your boundaries. Now you feel like you're being too hard on this person. You're playing out all these scenarios in your head that's keeping you protected. At least you think that. So, you know, if I just think this through, if I could just play this out, maybe this. No, it's not. It's foolish. It's foolish. And while you're playing those scenarios out in your head, while he was doing that, he didn't listen to me when I told him not to walk the dog, and he wasn't able to enjoy his coffee. He wasn't able to just enjoy his day off. So now he woke up this morning and he was a little tired. Yeah, because he had exhausted himself from thinking too much. He let his mind bully him. He let his thoughts bully him. So he was unable to enjoy himself yesterday because his mind had already let his mind and those negative thoughts run the day. You don't have to do that. This is not something you have to do. You don't have to allow those thoughts in your head, and you don't have to act on them. Give yourself some grace. Realize that every thought could just be that. Every thought could just be a thought. Every thought doesn't need a whole scenario planned out behind it. Every thought is not there to warn you or thoughts that you need to beware, No. He played out those thoughts yesterday, and none of those thoughts were true. Meanwhile, he missed out on enjoying a day off. Like so many of you all who miss out on enjoying your time with your children, enjoying your time by yourself, enjoying your me time, because you are thinking thoughts that go against your healing and your growth. Don't let that be you today. Don't be my husband. Don't keep playing scenarios in your head. If there was a true bully that was going to bully you, your children, your friends, whoever, you would put a stop to it, then that's what you need to do with your thoughts, because you can. Don't allow these thoughts to linger so that you can use the excuse, that's just the way I am, because it's not. Don't let your thoughts bully you. Be mindful of the things that you think. And if the thought is negative, and if you start to see yourself drift off into that place, get out of your own head. When you start to see that thought get negative and kind of dark, get out of your head. Catch and release it. Go write it down. Change the reality quickly, because you can do that. Like I told him, I said, well, you know what? Let's go to the t-shirt place. But I told him this is a negative free riding zone. We're not thinking negative thoughts. Trust me, I have thoughts too. But if I continue to have those thoughts, I would not be successful in most of the things that I try to do or doing. It's just that simple. So watch your thoughts today. Don't allow them to bully you. You do have control over your thoughts. Don't let them have control over you today. If you need help with your thoughts, if you need help with your thinking, please reach out to me. There are tons of other people you can reach out to help you with your thoughts. But don't think you have to have these thoughts in your head, because you don't. Okay? That's it. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Wishing you all a great day, an even better day without negative thoughts. Okay? Bye.